We be Aquaba POG Media. So she mom say NAD di kanya but madi so bit subscribe to the channel. Hit on the notification bell na afi share ema for front so answer into me kabi na kai hu say political stories a border on national issues and a trans na EDB exumo or channel so. Then ye issue a da ponso abujafo agimre or sasem wo si hono motutu na basa enisre ene Honorable Asiedu.N itimi ekupie mo PM Express our joy news so utimi make whole of revelations about 3 MPs omon itimi efree mu ya omnyina ewo MPP mu na nsembe brain utimi ekafa wu a mpemfo itimi ewuye hu ekwa Hayford na infancy mine na ono NA MPL ho na yeni yankasa yewura anansia ofri won J.Kuma sanso na JB dankwa o kanse me briefa omu ewu no ho na de ntia omu ewu ye no putai ntia omu free mu no so papa nso ti make revelation on it e be stress at this point in time e gbawura omu asoye ne etinse mpote ekoso o channel mom say haxim POG Media
degenerating into a situation where people can kill for power and get away with it.
What do you mean?
It's very bad and we have to correct it.
What do you mean in reference to Jusu?
We have 3 MPs who have been killed.
Have been killed?
Yes.
You're talking about murder here?
Yes, and nothing has happened. We haven't gotten any closure to any of them. And they all happen to be MPP MPs.
Who are these MPs you're talking about?
You have JB Dankwa. You have the other MP for Mfansiman. Both were stabbed to death, one in his bedroom, the other on the highway. All that we heard was the wife should contest and take the place of the husband, and that settles it and nothing happens. And then this one. J.Kuma, after his death, you have people coming to sit on television openly, claiming that he was poisoned, mentioning the hotel where he ate the food and the person who served the food and all that, and bragging that he's available to testify to any of the claims he's making. The person is working. Nothing has happened. No hotel manager has been apprehended. And MPP is approaching this thing as if they are just interested in filling the vacancy and nothing else. So I have maintained that, gone were the days that some of us were in parliament. If I were in parliament now, I bet you parliament will not sit to consider any government business until we have a clue to what happens to these 3 MPs. Because if you are sitting there as members of parliament and you are being killed one by one and you are not doing anything, the government is not doing anything, and all that they are interested in is that somebody dies, then you go and take care of the wife and children, and that's all, organize a big funeral, and that settles it. Is that a good democracy?
Yeah, but the J.Kuma one that you mentioned, it's just rumors that people were just...
No, it's not rumors. Somebody has come to say that I am claiming. Look, were people not picked for claiming that there will be a coup d'etat?
Yeah.
Why was Kokoni the whole picked? That he has claimed that there will be a coup d'etat. And he was picked. Now somebody is dead. Another person comes that I was with him. He ate this food. The person who came to serve it did so at this hotel. And this and that and that and that and that.
But the wife filed the police report. The wife filed the report. The police is investigating.
It's not about waiting for the wife to file any police report. It must be a matter of urgent national attention. And the attention we attach to even people who misspeak against a president. They are picked and dealt with. What about somebody who claimed that another person actually poisoned an MP? The MP is dead. And then you are attending the funeral, and at the funeral, somebody's son died at 45 years. You go, 80-year-old person, you go and sit at a funeral, and you are celebrating your birthday at the funeral grounds and praising yourself that you've achieved 80 years. What story are you telling?
Who are you referring to?
The relatives. The president went there, they were hailing him for his birthday at the funeral grounds of...
If it did so, it would be coincidence. It just happened that...
How can it be coincidence? Are they not Ghanaians? Are they not sensitive to the feelings of the family that had lost J.Kuma?
Why are you crying more than the bereaved? J.Kuma
Who is the bereaved?
The bereaved of the MPP. I mean, why is the NDC so worried about this?
Because his family members are happy. It means that something is happening. If the members of his political party are not concerned, at least we should be concerned that he's a member of parliament. Well, he's a state official.
What about the wife? The wife was on national radio talking about the fact that she worked with her husband, traveled with him, and it wasn't poison.
The person who said that they ate the poison was with the man.
Yeah, but
the wife was in a Joso. He was not in Tamale.
But when anybody dies, it's the wife's word over everybody else. The wife says, my husband died of natural causes.
Haven't you seen wives jailed for killing their husbands?
That's true, but in this case...
So you can't just go by somebody's sole statement when the facts seem to be pointing to otherwise. Because
But there are no facts here, there are rumors.
No, they are not rumors. The person is making a claim.
But you believe...
It's up to the security.
But what about the wife? The wife says
Why
it's
is
not
it that
natural causes.
I am saying that. What are the natural causes?
Well, that's what the wife says. I don't know.
What are the natural causes?
Yeah.
Do you know that J.Kuma himself confided to people when he returned from Germany?
That?
About what is happening to him.
That? So, what did he tell the people?
Huh?
What did he tell the people when he confided in them?
Go and ask those who are testifying on television. They will tell you more. And I'm worried that nobody has been apprehended when there is this clear claims, not by one person, but as many as 3 different...
The last time...
I mean, I was saying some more about enriching you so say wajim merchant na guswa hausia wutie near ko any dear ba o chano you so na sending me kan no a year Yura Asiedu.N Awutimi PM Express and I orchard say Iwua a year called Hayford, J.Kuma, and J.B.Dan itimi winning yanum. Now Omusha a MPP 4B in a shade that itimi Eddie a year rituals was a killing for power. The calf killing for power and so up. Next Ukum will be now what you to me. Next eventually a year rituals. And now would you equa acquaye. Papa yetimi accuse a year MPP4 say wua omu ewu party nimunum. Esenka Parliament put to me boycott sittings. Now omuto mubo say no more thorough investigation about wua man kasa members itimi ewu no na omudi yi tui kra. Wase senka wo tumia and as sengo a member of parliament and as a parliament in senka ono so owo dibie bi wo ho and Kobeke say, Umbitimi about court sittings beer. Now, if you umahwe, na Koyam Befasua, say we woo no Umbisianon, na Umu etimi Esianon. So there's a whole lot of allegations, a so we say, who say, me boss, we say, me who say a poison we, was this uncle falling in anum, as it to me a free woman, na 82 manon. Now, Omonso, Mushena, Oma is apprehended woman, so much me apprehended woman. Na ye 3 years. Shana swam say hasa POG Media. Still ye well room Australia.
Time we checked that the police had invited a few people since the report was filed to question them.
So what has happened? Police has invited somebody, so that is the
but it needs evidence to arrest somebody.
A human life as chicken life. Why?
But what else can the police do than investigate, question, and if they have the evidence, they can make an arrest?
The police, look, such a critical issue. The police should be addressing the nation as to the steps they are taking. We haven't heard anything like that. We haven't heard anything about how they are proceeding to find the killers of the Mfansiman MP. And so far, the killers of J.B.Dan, the matter proceeded to a point, then they say government has withdrawn the case. Then there was public outcry, then they say they have started investigation. At some point, they said that the laptop of the doctors who did the postmortem has been stolen and all that. These cock and bull stories about 3 MPs having been killed, and all that we hear is that their wives are rehabilitated in parliament to replace their husbands.
Yeah.
Is that where our democracy is moving? And is it good?
Well,
when they start eliminating pressmen, you feel it.
Well, as you know, a few pressmen have also died.
So what has happened?
So that too is a subject of police investigations.
We cannot allow this democracy to degenerate into survivor of the fittest. If you hate somebody or you are competing with somebody, eliminate him and then get away with it.
But you seem to believe that rumor, and that's a problem, is it not? It's somebody's rumor that somebody may have, of course.
It depends on what you believe. You are believing the wife.
I'm just asking.
And I'm believing what I have heard from the special assistant who were with him in Tamale where the thing happened.
But
I believe that. So one of us should be proven wrong by what investigation the security.
And the investigations are happening. The police are investigating.
Nothing is happening.
Despite your concerns.
Have they told you?
Well.
Have they called?
We know
they called any press conference?
A police report was filed.
Have they called a press conference? The police themselves, have they called a press conference to brief the nation as to what is happening?
Despite your concerns, the by-elections will happen.
Anyway.
Despite your concerns, the by-elections will happen.
Yes, it must happen. The by-elections must happen. But I'm saying,
will your concerns,
as a matter of interest,
will your concerns
to save our democracy? You don't just when an MP dies
under
certain suspicious circumstances, the nation should not just go to bed and focus on replacing him and that.
Will these concerns influence your decision to contest or not?
They will not, but when we reach there, we will inform you.
Next week, an announcement will be made.
Sure.
Okay. Still, let's talk about Parliament. The president has refused to receive the anti-gay bill from Parliament, despite criticism from the Speaker of Parliament.
Yes.
Whose side are you on in this standoff, the president or the Speaker?
I'm on the side of Parliament.
Okay. What is that? What's Parliament's side?
Because the president has no reason to ask that Parliament should not submit the bill. Because the cases that are in court, the last time I checked, there is no application for injunction or any actual injunction granted that prevents the president from receiving the bill. The only application for injunction that I have seen is to block the president from signing the bill.
Yes. Receiving
and signing are different things. So if you don't want to receive the bill, you don't blame anybody who has gone to court because the reliefs being sought in court. Do not bother on you not receiving. They say, don't work on it. But for the office receiving it, it is a matter of impunity that is being shown by the president to frustrate the work of Parliament.
Why? He cites...
Because Parliament has done their work up to a point, and they say, transmit this to the presidency. You don't have a right not to receive. You can receive it. After receiving, you have options that have been provided under the Constitution. And somebody is in court trying to injunct you from acting on the bill. That injunction does not say that don't receive the bill. So for you to write to Parliament that because I'm on some injunction not to sign it, so don't bring it at all, it means you have a premeditated agenda. You don't want to receive it or work on it or do anything with it, but you are not man enough to tell Ghanaians that I don't want to do this.
You think this is just an excuse not to sign the bill?
Sure, it's clearly an excuse.
But it's a fact.
It's a wrong excuse because, you know, he was citing the court case even before anybody could file it. It tells you that he orchestrated the filing.
The president orchestrated the filing?
Yes, because he was citing that case, that there's a case in court. Somebody has gone to court.
That's true. But,
Yes.
but what you suggest...
As at the time he was talking to the diplomat,
you're questioning the...
Nobody was...
You're questioning the independent-mindedness of the individuals who have been in court, who have taken this matter to court.
Yes.
The president's decision to reference them doesn't mean that he had anything to do with it.
No, but I'm saying that as at the time the president was speaking, nobody had gone to court.
That is a fact.
Either the president...
He simply may have known about the intention to file.
So if there is somebody's intention to file and he has not filed yet, how do you restrain yourself? So it means that you don't want to do something, but you want an excuse to cite not to do it. Because if you have heard that somebody is going to court, the person has not gone to court yet, and yet you are injuncting yourself. It means that you are part of an orchestration to go to court in the first place. So I don't trust in the independent-mindedness of whoever filed that case.
But that is a serious point to make, considering that these are private individuals who have just taken their independent
And
decision.
this is my view. I'm entitled to my view. And
But you're questioning their integrity here. You're questioning their integrity, that you don't trust in their independent-mindedness to proceed with their own independent belief that this should be stopped.
Yes, that is what I'm questioning.
Yeah, but that is unfair to these individuals.
It is not unfair. Who doesn't know this man? What is his name?
Richard Sky, yes.
Richard Sky. Richard Sky works in the chamber of the Attorney General.
Well, those
Richard
are
Sky
circumstantial evidence.
was sponsored to do his
I don't have any evidence.
Government. I have that evidence.
I don't.
I have that evidence.
I
and
don't
the man
have that
has
evidence.
written, and he's working with this man. He's working with majority leader.
Yeah, but the fact that...
And
he
so the
works
person
there,
goes to court, and before he went to court,
Yeah.
the president was already citing that court case when it has not been filed at all. I mean, there's circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial doesn't make it evidence.
That is my belief. So you can believe something else. Okay? We don't attend the same church. You believe in your church, I believe in mine. I'm saying that this is my belief. And so allow viewers and listeners to pass their own judgment.
Well, on that point, though, subsequent, the case is in court. If the case is in court, there are different schools of thought on the matter.
And
the
I'm
president
saying
cannot
that
touch
the
it.
case in court...
Doesn't ask for an injunction. It's not an injunction.
No, listen.
Doesn't injunct you from receiving.
Yes. The relief being sought is for the president not to sign the bill. As far as I can recollect, the document I have seen, there is nothing seeking a relief that will block the president from receiving.
Yeah,
a bill from
you made that point. In fact, I read the speaker's point, who also re-emphasized the point you just made. Let me ask you.
So if you are injuncting yourself for not receiving, because when we talk about the presidency, it's not one person carrying an office around. There is a presidency. The letter, you can't block the letter. It's like somebody sues you in court, and then you assume that, well, because I'm innocent, I'm not receiving the process. The president is running away from justice. If you...
you are on the parliamentary service, but what should Parliament do about this?
Well, I am happy that the Parliament is insisting on its sovereignty, because the Constitution, in every well-functioning democracy, the three arms of government are allowed their independence to operate, and they are supreme in their own area. So if you allow one to overreach its bounds, you are undermining democracy. And you have the legislature, which has sovereignty over passage of laws. You have the executive that has sovereignty over implementation of policy, controlling the coercive forces of state, and all that. And then you have the judiciary that has the power to,
adjudicate laws and administer the laws on the behalf.
So the moment the executive makes any attempt to adjudicate on matters, it means they are entering the realm of the judiciary, which is non-democratic. The moment the executive tries to stifle the power of the legislature in the passage of laws, as this current president is trying to do, it amounts to undermining of our democracy. So that's where we sit now. The debate has closed. At least our representatives, whether we like it or not, it doesn't matter what our individual beliefs about LGBT. The debate has closed. All our representatives, 100%, have all voted to pass this bill. So the president can only assent to it or refuse to assent to it and give reasons and bring it back. And then Parliament will reconsider. Where the Parliament still insists that the bill must go through, it must overpower the veto of the president. That is where the sovereignty of Parliament in the passage of legislation is exhibited. So where we are now, if Parliament allows the president to have his way, that weakens Parliament, and it will serve as a very bad precedent that the president has taken over the authority to pass laws.
Let me ask you,
and I don't think it is.
The Attorney General recently said that the NDC sponsors of the bill did so for partisan political reasons. Is he right?
But I thought that one of the key sponsors is an MPP guy.
That's true.
So why is he saying that NDC sponsored? And you see, this takes us back to the issue about the propriety of the Attorney General being a Minister of Justice.
Now that's an old overflow.
Yes, that is because all these happenings point to that fact. The Attorney General is behaving purely as a partisan person and not an officer of state who should be interested in prosecution. I doubt the intentions of an Attorney General who, in the face of Supreme Court rulings, not once, not twice, several occasions, to the effect that nobody can injunct a constitutional body from undertaking its constitutional duties whilst they are in the process. There are several settled cases about electoral commission, people trying to injunct electoral commission halfway through elections. The Supreme Court has thrown all those cases away and has maintained that they can only review the product of the elections and decide whether to uphold the results or to quash the results. In the case of legislation, the Supreme Court has ruled before that you can't stop Parliament in the process of passing law. They can only take the law that has been passed completely and take a decision whether it is constitutional.
But Attorney General hasn't said that Parliament cannot pass a law. Parliament has done so.
No, Parliament, we are still in the process. It has not been completed.
Yeah, but the president's domain is whether to sign or not to sign.
So if the president refuses to sign, Parliament has some residual work to do to make the bill complete.
Away from the controversy around to sign or not to sign, let me ask you, the anti-gay bill, I've done a show here today, this year, where the Catholic Bishops' Conference has said, look, if it's not passed, there's going to be political consequences. I need to ask you, we're in an election year. Will the NDC make this anti-gay bill, its passage or otherwise, an issue for the campaign this year?
Where we are now, it is not an issue about NDC or MPP. The controversy now is about undermining the presidency, undermining the sovereignty of Parliament as far as legislation is concerned. The debate about LGBT has been closed. Whether we like it or not, our elected representatives across the country, not a single MP, stood against it. Our elected representatives have concluded the debate. So the issue that we are dealing with, we don't have to go and re-argue the issues, because whatever you position you will take, the bill has been made. So I think that the president is also not doing, those who are against the bill. The president is not helping them, because let the bill be complete so somebody can challenge in Supreme Court, and Supreme Court can make pronouncement as to whether the arguments being made that the bill is unconstitutional, it is against some people's human rights, can be determined. If it is determined that indeed the bill is unconstitutional, the Supreme Court has the authority to quash the whole bill so that we get closer to these matters. But the way it is being done is like the president, by his conduct, is pushing in one direction, but by his words, is pushing in another direction. I don't think we deserve a president who cannot say, I want this, and this is where I stand.
Let's end with something from the NDC. I mean, recently, Professor J.Kuma was renominated. I'm pretty sure you were in the room when it was unanimously agreed that she should go.
Sure.
There's been some recent controversy, and I don't know whether he's a good friend of yours or not, but party stalwart Kwesi Ahoy angered a few of your NDC folks. Many of them were very, very upset when he said in proposing a toast that your running mate should prepare to be president because anything can happen. And this was an apparent reference to how John Mahama became president on the back of the death of John Mills. Were you one of those who felt it was in bad taste?
No, fortunately or unfortunately, I was nowhere near the area at all, and I've come to address it. I don't think that we should spend time on those things at all, because if you claim that you are the person who brought the running mate, does it make all of us stakeholders who took that decision, what do you call it? Non-consequential? Are you saying that you just got up there and dictated to us that this is the... When we know, those who participated knew how the decision was arrived at. So I don't think that it is something that I want to debate about.
He apologized. You accepted his apology?
And that is the work of a good statesman. You don't have many of such people in the country who say, yes, I made a mistake. Forgive me, and let's get over it.
You're forgiving him? This is done. What's
Why
under the
not?
bridge?
Because beyond apology, where else do you go? Where else do you go? So the matter has been settled. It's like flogging a dead horse. I was saying that there was a pastor who was praying and anointing, and he said that, oh, he's going to heal. So everybody should put their hand at a place where the sickness is. And somebody put their hand on the zip.
Yeah.
Okay, so after all the prayers, then he said, no, now come and testify. Then he got up and said, oh, I don't feel any change. The thing is the same way. And so the pastor said, this is not a prayer about resurrection of the dead. It's about healing the sick.
That's a good one.
Something that is dead, this my prayer cannot resolve.
That's a good one.
So that debate is dead.
Okay.
Don't go.
That's John Asiedu.N. Thank you very much for making time to talk to us.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay.
There are many paths to your favorite celebrity, and he or she may take all the boxes on your list, but then there's more to them than what the eye may see or know. And that's the reason why I warmly welcome you to Celebes, where we peel.
To say in Sembibra, it may cause or channel you so a high POG Media. There was a so gem ready, mammy. That's an extra body, and they don't yenya. If a show channel is so nearly the chink say to me aximum. Make sure say, walk on obit subscribe to the channel, hit on notification bell, share now for Francosa, into me and come. Leave a comment, positive one, under the comment section. Akroma.